In this little video, I want to talk about the definition of a program. What is it that we're going to be talking about throughout the course when we use the word program? Right? So if you look in the dictionary, you will find that the word program can be used as a noun or as a verb. Right? When used as a noun, it is defined as a set of related measures or activities with a particular long-term aim. It can also be a series of coded software instructions to control the operation of a computer or machine, right? A computer program. It can also be used as a verb. And when used as a verb in computer or machine world, it can be the action of providing, right, a computer or machine with coded instructions so that machine can perform a task automatically, right? When you're programming, computer programming, right? That's what you do. You're providing instructions so that the machine can perform a task automatically. Or it can also be more general, as arranging a set of activities according to a plan, right? Or schedule. You can be programming your vacation, where you are arranging activities and inputs so that you can achieve a schedule or plan, right? Now, when you look into these definitions, either as a noun or a verb, you can see that there are two parts of them, right? When a noun or a verb, right, is a set of measures, a set of coded instructions, providing these instructions or arranging these activities, right? You have that part which consists of inputs that you're putting forward or activities that you are performing to achieve some outputs, some objectives, some goals, some task, or some control of something, or some scheduled, right, or plan, right? So you have these two components of a program. You have these inputs and activities that are put in place to achieve some output or objective, right? Either the action of doing that or the program itself, which is the set of activities, right? Now, for our course, we're going to be talking about programs that are conceived in the public sector and nonprofit sector. So the definition that we'll be using is one that it was proposed by the RAND Corporation. That's in our readings. And it states that a program is a set of activities, right, that have clearly stated goals, right, from which all activities are derived, right? But not only activities are derived from these goals, also a set of specific, observable, and measurable outcomes, right? So you have this. The program is the set of activities that are put in place to achieve some outcomes so that you can get to some goals. But these activities and outcomes didn't come from from a vacuum. They are the result of some goals. And as you will see, this definition is the way we're going to study programs, right? You start from a goal, right? And from that goal, you are deriving a set of activities and outcomes, which are going to constitute the actual program. So I want you to read that definition again, right? A program is a set of activities that has clearly stated goals from which all activities, as well as specific, observable, and measurable outcomes are derived. Right? That's our definition. Now, some clarification, because in the world of program planning, terms sometimes are used interchangeably. And there are terms like project and policy that are used as program, right? Program, project, policy, and there are differences between the three of them. So, a policy is a broad guideline of action that is based on community values as expressed in a political system, right? On the other hand, programs are more specific, right? There are specific interventions, right? These activities are interventions that are implemented to solve a community problem, right? To achieve some goal. that is solving this community problem. But they function under the guidelines of policies. So you see, a policy is a broad guideline, right? A set of values that we hold as a society, large goals, and the programs are a way to achieve those policies, right? They are specific interventions that are designed under the broad goal that is the policy. Now, the project is even more focused than the program, right? Projects have very narrow scope. They're typically single focused. They have one specific objective, one goal, and they are time constrained more than programs, right? Programs, on the other hand, have a wider scope, not as wide as the policy. They may have more than one objective, although they are very specific objectives, and they can last a long time as long as they are achieving their objectives and goals, right? So if I had to picture this to help in the understanding, I will picture it like this. You have a policy at the top. It's very large, very wide, broad statement of a goal. And then you have the programs underneath that are put in place to achieve what the policy says. And then you have multiple projects under those programs. Right? So let me give you a little example. And this is a very, very simplified example. In real life, it's a little more complicated than this. But anyway, we have a big policy at the federal level, the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. Right? This is a large policy that was put in place by the federal government to try to end homelessness, basically. Very large goal based on society values that we hold, right? Most of our communities believe that everybody should have a roof over their heads, right? So that we don't want homelessness. Now, within this policy, and it's a large piece of legislation, but one of the acts of the titles within this act states that each state educational agency shall ensure that each child of a homeless individual and each homeless youth has equal access to the same free, appropriate public education, including a public preschool education, as provided to other children and youths in that state or community. Right? This is the policy statement. Every child should have the same opportunity, right? And it's the job of a state to ensure that this happens, right? That's the policy. It doesn't say how you're going to do it. It just says do it, because that's what we value. So each state has its own program. In the case of California, we have the California Homeless Education Program, right? Pretty obvious name, but that's what it's called, right? And the program does many things, but specifically it funds local school districts for the provision of enrollment, transportation, and academic success supports for homeless children. That's what they do. That's what the program has. It has a set of activities set out to accomplish this goal, that every homeless child gets access to transportation, access to a school, and access to supports to be successful in school. Now, that's the program that the state has. Each district has their own programs. Now, they also have projects, and the projects are very specific. For example, purchase laptop computers for a school district in Kings County, California. That's very specific. Just go buy the computers for the best quality, the least amount of price, so that we can deliver distance education for this school year, right? So you start from a policy above that says you have to provide services. The program puts in place, this is how we're going to provide and fund the services, and the projects are the specific tasks, if you will, under programs, right? Now, in this class, we're going to focus on programs, not on policies or projects, but as you will learn, many of the principles that we will discuss in this class also apply for policy analysis, and also apply for project management. So that's the definition of a program. That's what I will mean when I say program or program planning or program evaluation. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.